there and welcome to Crafting Unedited. I am Sierra and today I'm going to show you how to use, I forgot what it was called already, Clear Dye Sub HTV. So this is from Heat Transfer Warehouse. You might be able to see the logo right there. Heat Transfer Warehouse, and basically it's going to allow me to sublimate onto cotton or any other type of fabric without it being polyester or having any type of spray or coating or glitter. It's a good one for the guys out there. You want to sublimate onto cotton and you don't want to use glitter. This is your winner chicken dinner. So, Dye Sub HTV Clear. It's the number is 4034. That's the material number. So I've got a fully cotton hoodie here that they also sent me, and I'm super excited for because I love hoodies, so why not? And the inside is insanely soft. It's Sport Tech is the brand. This is a small. It's a big small, but that's okay. I like my hoodies a little bit bigger. And you can see it does have a polyester count to it, but not enough for me to care. 65% cotton, 35% polyester. And I would not sublimate on this anyway because it's only 35% polyester. So what you need is your cotton blank. You need some of that. It's Clear Dye Sub HTV. If you're going to Heat Transfer Warehouse, it's 4035. I'll put all this in the description for you too so that you can see that. You're also going to need a sublimation transfer, some heat resistant tape, and butcher paper, of course. You're also going to need your heat press. I have mine set to 385 for 60 seconds. We're gonna press in just a few moments. I want to hop on over to the computer to show you the steps that I took to print, then cut the HTV and then the sublimation print as well. So we're gonna hop over to the computer, do that, and then I'm gonna hop back on here and go ahead and show you the pressing instructions. Let's get to it, shall we? Alrighty, so the first step in this process is going to be selecting an image, and some people will do it in a different way than I do. You can opt to just duplicate this image that you have in Design Space and create it as a cut image. But because I found this on a phone dump, it's not the best quality. So it's gonna have that like splotching is what I want to call it here. I'll show you. So if I go over to cut and I go to basic, you see all this like ridiculousness going on over here. I don't want to deal with that, nor do I want to try to clean it up that much. So what I do instead is I select the image, and now with Cricut's offset feature, you can create a general outline of your image, which works really well for what we're doing here as soon as Design Space decides to fix itself. Because I'm sublimating onto a clear iron-on, I'm not overly concerned with it being like super perfect as far as like having all these little pieces and parts filled in. So I'm just gonna make this a little bit small. It didn't work because I didn't hit apply. I'm going to make the offset just a little bit smaller. In order to do that, as soon as it decides to come back, you just take the number up here where it says 0.25. It automatically sets it to 0.25. I still think 0.2 is too much, so maybe I'll go to 0.1. See what that looks like. Maybe. It's kind of jagged, but that's okay. Let's see what 0.05 looks like. You can also slide the little doohickey here down. That's a little better. That's actually closer to what I was looking for, the 0.125, because it has just a few areas that are open, but it still gets it pretty close. And the other reason why I like doing it this way is because I want just a little bit of an outline, so I want just a little bit of room for error. Because, you know, lining things up can be pretty difficult, especially when you're doing it on clear. The white glitter is way easier to see when you're layering that sublimation print on top of than clear. So just keep that in mind. You don't want it spot on. So we're going to go ahead and hit apply. It doesn't matter what color it is because you're not going to see it anyway. That's just so that it can cut. And we're going to do cut for the print then cut. And then we just go over to make it. And then we print and then we cut. I'm going to do this on a mat. I hit done. And then we're going to go over to cut. And, well, first, I'm going to print first. Well, continue. We're going to send this bad boy over to the printer. I already have my Epson printed or selected. Remove bleed. Use system dialog. Print. Ignore what's going on in the background on that thing. Come on. You can do it. We've lost power a couple of times the last few nights, and I don't know why. So not only is my maker not waking up, but my printer is not waking up. It was just behind a little bit more. So I select photo matte paper. I've already got all my other sublimation settings as a preset. So I don't have to worry about mirroring it. I don't have to worry about any of that. But you do, if you do not already have it, you want to have it mirrored. So we're going to go ahead and select print. And then you want to make sure that your image is mirrored as well because this is iron-on. We're going to hit done. And then I'm going to hop on over to the camera and have it cut. See you in a jiff. Alrighty, now that we're all printed and cut, ready to go. I have this cut and ready to go. Now, I did have a whoopsie there, and I thought that it was like regular HTV where you have to cut with the shiny side down, which would be this side. I was totally wrong, and you can see here, I tried to cut through the mask. So you want to make sure with this stuff you are cutting shiny side up. That should definitely be in the instructions on the website, but it's not. Shiny side up. Mirror your image for this part as well as your sublimation. But yes, shiny side up. So we've got this, we've got our heat press, we've got our transfer, we've got our tape, some scissors, and our blank. So because this is a pocketed hoodie, this could be a little interesting. So we're gonna, this is a 2-for-1 video here. I'm gonna show you how to sublimate on a pocketed hoodie, as well as how to use that dye sub. So first we want to press it to remove any moisture that may be in there. Doing this with a small might be kind of difficult, because I want to try to avoid any bumps or like unevenness. So what I do is I open my hoodie and I slide it onto my press plate. I thought that you could totally see this, but you can't. So I just kind of put it on the press plate here. I'm going to try to move you down. Can you see it now? I'll move you back up in a minute. Here we go. All right, so taking the hoodie. I do this with all my shirts too, except for the smalls, because they don't fit over this nicely. Okay. But a hoodie is different because it is bigger. Right, so I want to try to get it so that the pocket is all the way at the bottom and hopefully not on the press plate. Also while trying not to burn my hands. There we go. Okay, so I've got that. Got it pretty centered on my press plate here. And we're just gonna go ahead and slide it in. Give it a quick pressing. Just enough to get any moisture out that might be in there. Lift, pull it out. And then this is going to be a super quick press, like 5 seconds maybe. I do want to cut the bottom of this. Just helps me visualize where I'm putting it because it is clear. Okay. And then if you need extra visualization because it is clear, you can always take your image and kind of, well, I guess not because it's reversed. Hold a moment. This is for me, so I really don't, I do care, but I don't care. So I'm going to try to align it with the pocket. Though the pocket seems to be off-centered. I do have a t-shirt ruler, but all right, there we go. That move it. No. Good enough. It's just for me, like I said. Now we're gonna press it for like maybe 10 seconds. Give it just enough time to adhere because it's gonna get pressed for a full 60 seconds here in a second. In about 10 seconds. Lift. Turn it. Oh, it's cold peel. I almost forgot that part, guys. It is cold peel, so let it cool. It's still really hot. Cool, 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 cool. While that's cooling, I'm going to go ahead and cut my tape. Maybe. Stepping. Oh, there's my tweezer cover. I've been looking for that for like 6 months. Alrighty, that should be cool enough. Or not. Maybe I didn't press long enough. Hold that thought, guys. There's 320 for 5 seconds, peel cold. Okay, it was way more than 320 and it was way more than 5 seconds, so. But it is not releasing from, maybe it's because it's still way too hot. It's a hoodie, so it's like super hot up in there. I don't want to remove it because then I have to try to finagle it back on there again. So I'm just trying to get it to cool off. That's a little better. Cool. Faster. It doesn't help that this mat underneath is like super hot. Screw it. I just wanted it to cool off so I could peel it. It's still not peeling. What the heck? See guys, this is why I do what I do. Show you how to fix something if you fudge it up. So it's peeling off a little, but it's very hard to peel off. And it's like ripping. All right, maybe I need to press again. Maybe because it's so thick, it needs more pressure and longer. Don't know if that makes sense or not, but we are rolling with it. Does say cold peel. Peel cold. Rereading the instructions. In case I'm losing my mind. Which is quite possible. Ow, it's hot. Ooh, I almost dropped my press plate. Remove it off of the press plate. Let it cool. Let it cool. Too bad it's not like freezing cold outside. Could easily let it cool that way. But you see, it's like, it's on there. It's pressed. You can see the outline right here. But it's just not releasing. While I wait for this to cool, I'll be right back. I don't want to make you guys wait on here, so I'll be right back. And I'm back. Figured it out. Kind of. So, a couple of things to note. When you are pressing and then peeling off that HTV, the clear HTV, you want to make sure that your garment is totally cooled, like 100% cold, in fact, because that was the issue that I was having. It was not releasing off of the mask because my garment was still kind of warm, per se, I guess. And then the other thing is that I skipped the step that had, on their website, it states that you should take a damp cloth and use some, dip it in rubbing alcohol and then put it on the shirt. Totally skipped that because I thought that it wasn't needed. But I went back, retraced all my steps, recut the thing, and I took a towel and dipped it in some rubbing alcohol, just this stuff right here. And then just kind of grazed it over the material. It probably would have went a lot smoother if I would have saturated it a little bit more and then dried it. And then I put it under my heat press so that the alcohol could dry. And then I placed my vinyl on top of that after it was dry. I pressed it. This time I pressed it for 30 seconds instead of the 5. For some reason, I thought that maybe, just maybe, it might stick better because it is a hoodie, so it's a lot thicker. So it might need a little bit more pressure and time. So I put my pressure down a little bit harder, and I did it for 30 seconds. So if you didn't catch that, the steps were make sure that you wipe down the garment with some rubbing alcohol, let it dry, then up the pressure and the time if you're doing a hoodie or a sweater or thicker garment. T-shirt, it should be fine at just the 5 seconds, but pressure and time are definitely needed for a hoodie. Good note there. The other thing is that it's very, very hard to see where the image is. So I used a light pad in between the two layers of shirt. So I just put it inside of the shirt, and that way I could see my transfer through it so that I could kind of guide it to put it in the right placement. Now, moving on. I have my heat press set to 380 for 60 seconds to do the sublimation transfer. We're finally at this step. So I've already got my garment ready to go. Basically, long story short, make sure your ish is totally cold. If you're in a northern state, wait for it to be really cold outside and do this, because it'll dry up and it'll freeze in seconds. It was pretty difficult to get it off, but this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a teeny tiny outline of where the HTV is. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and get it on my press because it is ready to go. And then I'm going to press away. Swing that all the way around. Bring my press plate out as far as I possibly can. I'm trying to do this without like ruining my transfer here. Proving to be quite difficult. I do highly recommend doing it this way for the hoodie, especially because this one has the pocket. So I definitely recommend doing it this way with the pocket, getting it over that. Because if not, you're going to have a super uneven pressing surface, and you don't want that when sublimating. Try not to burn your fingers. Just trying to get the pocket over the edge here without moving my stuff. Just trying to make sure that's all where it should be. Looks good. This might cause a little issue, but we'll see. All right, so we've got butcher paper right on top there. Closing it up. Making sure there's no wrinklies. No wrinklies. No wrinklies. Make sure the sleeves are off. And we press. You lighten my pressure a little bit. And we press for 60 seconds. Because that's what it says. It actually says 30 seconds, but it's sublimation, and I don't trust 30 seconds for sublimation. So we'll go the full 60. So, lesson learned, and this is what my channel is about. I want to screw it up royally, apparently, and fix it so that you don't have to. So what I'm using is the Clear HTV or Clear Dye Sub HTV from Heat Transfer Warehouse. Process is cut, shiny side up, press. If you're doing a regular t-shirt, press it for 5 seconds, wait for it to be completely cold, then peel, then sublimate. If you're doing something thicker like a sweater, press for 30 seconds, more pressure, let it totally cool, totally cold, then peel it off. Yes, it's still going to be quite difficult to pull it off of the mask, but it will come off. Just be slow and steady. Peel it nicely. And then we press at 380 for 60 seconds. Please work, because I don't think my sanity can take another fail. So the clear HTV I can see now, not very much, but I can see it enough for my eyes. So then it says cold peel after dye sub, but I don't understand that because normally sublimation is a warm peel, and the video said warm peel, so noted here. The tape stuck to the HTV. I didn't know that was going to happen. Maybe that's why it says cold peel. Boo. It's so hot. So to avoid what I just did, I am peeling out from the paper, out instead of from the vinyl. So hot. Jesus Christ. So, and like, it worked, guys. I'm so excited for this. I've been wanting to put this image on something for myself for so long, and oh my god, I'm so excited. It worked. Happy dance, happy dance, happy dance. I'm gonna show you. But something, I might press this again with just the butcher paper. Maybe not. Maybe so, for just a quick second. This is not recommended, but I'll show you, I'll explain why in just a second. But there was, so you know how you outline the, how I cut out the transfer? You could see in the HTV where I had cut the transfer. And now it's kind of gone. Alrighty, so let's pull this off. Turn that off, because if not, I'll forget. But look it. It works, it works, it works. Worth it. So it does have a feel to it. It does have that vinyl type feeling. And I don't know if you can see this, but I totally can. There is like a slight discoloration where that clear vinyl was. And I don't know that I like that. I don't know if you can see that, but I can. Maybe once it cools, or maybe if I, oh well, see. I think it's the light. I think the light's showing me it more than you should be able to see it. Because if I turn it this way, I don't see it as much. But if I put it directly in the light, I see it. Either way, yes, it works. And just to prove, this is not a sublimation hoodie. It's 65% cotton, 35% polyester. This, you can hear it. This is the cotton. Can't hear it. This is the sublimation part where the vinyl is. It does have a vinyl feel to it, but nowhere near like the regular HTV does. Nowhere near at all. All in all, I'm pretty satisfied with it. Lessons learned, completely cold peel, not cool, cold peel. Thicker garments equals more pressure, more time, and be patient, my friends. Be patient. It will work out in the end. Sorry for the extended video, but it was totally worth it. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, drop a comment. If you have any tips whatsoever on using this product, please let me know. I'd be so happy to try it. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.